been a while since my last video outside, and I think the last thing I showed you that I'd done was to build this small pergola, whatever, seating area just outside the back of the house. Well, I've decided to sort out some of the area in front of the greenhouse. I put a second cheap greenhouse that we had next to it, and then in front of it I've made an area for working on the plants. This is just to keep the sun off us while we're working, because it gets a bit hot to plant out plants in the greenhouse during the summer. So I've made a small bench under cover in front of it, so that makes it a little bit more pleasant. So now that I've got this roofed area, I'm going to collect the water into a 1,000-litre tank at the side here, and that's going to weigh about a tonne when it's full, so I've had to put a concrete pad down and put some concrete blocks on to stand it up, so that it's up high enough to get a watering can underneath the tap. This first section I've made a trellis to go over the top, and hopefully we're going to plant some wisteria and train that to go over the top. Next to here I've dug an area that I'm going to put some shrubs in, and already in there I've planted an olive tree that we've had growing in a pot for the last couple of years. While we're out in the garden, we'll have a quick look around what's growing. I've got some carrots here and some beetroot. Nice little weeds there. We had got some cauliflowers that were growing in there, but the weather wasn't good for them this year and they all bolted and went to seed. Over this side we've still got a lot of potatoes. I'm probably nearly halfway through digging the potatoes. They've been really good. Down here we have got, as you can see, we've got courgettes still growing. We've had a lot of courgettes off these plants. Indeed, we have flowers and courgettes growing in there. Most of the rest of this is actually butternut squash. We've got a lot of butternut squash growing, and they're all ripening up now, and they're going to be harvested soon. We've got some nice big ones. There's only actually 2 plants here, but they've extended themselves all over this area. Up on the side here we've got beans growing. Let's see if I can pick some out. Some there. Yeah, there's quite a few beans still growing on here. We've had constant beans on this plant for several weeks now, so that's been good. So back in the house, and to replace a few more of the windows. Now that I've got the really bad ones out of the way, I'm going to replace some of those that are just very drafty, and trying to improve the insulation and the heat in the house for the winter. So these are just some of the windows that I've got. As you can see, I've got 4 frames in here at the moment to be painted up, and I'm going to be doing most of the windows at the front of the house. And there's another window frame there, just testing that one for size. That's going to go in there, and as you can see in this next photo, these are the windows that I'm going to be doing. So that should keep me busy for a while. As you can see, I'm preparing these two windows here for painting before I put them in, and this will be for the bathroom. So this is going to be the first window I'm going to change in this new patch. This is our bathroom window. It's not too bad, but I know a double glazed window is going to improve it. As you can see, there's quite a big gap across the top. That's a lot of drafting. I've fitted draft excluder to it, but it still gets through. So first things first, remove the windowsill. There's the first one. And there's the first fixing strap on the window, as usual, right by the hinge. Well, those openings definitely did not want to go back on, but with the aid of a little bit of grease on the hinges, they're now on again. So the next job is to fill in this gap up each side. So there we go, that's another window replaced and another room improved. On to the next one.